It begins with a whisper, the sound of the wind across open fields, carrying with it a promise. A promise that homes can be built differently, softer on the land, yet stronger against time. Not castles of steel and concrete, but sanctuaries of straw, wood, and vision. This isn't a return to the past. It's a reimagining of the future. Welcome to the world of the Straw-Bale hybrid Barndominium. For too long, the places we've built have taken more than they've given. Every wall of concrete, every pane of glass, seems to weigh heavy on the earth. Yet here, in something as simple as straw, lies a quiet answer. Once left behind after harvest, overlooked as waste, these golden stalks hold more strength, more warmth, more possibility than we ever imagined. Picture a home where the walls breathe, where summers stay cool without machines humming in the background, and winters wrap you in warmth that doesn't come from burning fuel, but from nature itself. A place where silence is not emptiness, but comfort, where the very walls around you are alive with purpose, born from the land, and returning to it with grace. The hybrid Barndominium is more than architecture. It's steel meeting straw, strength meeting softness, innovation woven with tradition. It is proof that resilience doesn't have to come at the cost of beauty or of the earth itself. This is not nostalgia. It is not about going back. It is about going forward differently, with humility, with care, with imagination. Because in the fields where the wind carries whispers, a new kind of home is waiting. And it may just change everything we thought we knew about how to live. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button because it's a simple way to show your love for these incredible designs. Our buildings, they account for nearly 40% of global energy use. 40%. Every brick we stack, every sheet of drywall we hang, leaves behind a scar, invisible, perhaps, but etched deep into the skin of the earth. The homes we live in, the places we gather, the very shelters that should protect us, too often, they are built at nature's expense. We don't see it at first. The concrete feels solid, the glass gleams in the sunlight, the steel beams promise safety. But behind them, there are forests stripped bare, rivers clouded with runoff, skies heavy with the weight of carbon. Our need for shelter has become one of our greatest burdens on the planet we call home. And yet, the truth is simple. We can't stop building. We can't stop dreaming of better places to live. What we can do is imagine differently. Imagine walls that don't suffocate, but breathe. Imagine spaces that hold warmth like a living organism, where air moves gently, where light feels like it belongs. Imagine a home that is not an enemy to its surroundings, but an ally, not another wound, but a kind of healing. This is the urgency of our time. Climate change is no longer a distant storm on the horizon. It is here, reshaping the seasons, unsettling the soil, challenging the way we live. The question is not whether we will build, but how. What if the answer has been with us all along? Hidden in the fields after harvest, in the quiet strength of straw and wood. What if the future of shelter could be as humble, as grounded, as the earth beneath our feet? We share new content regularly to help you create spaces you love, so don't forget to subscribe. Once, on the open plains of Nebraska in the late 1800s, settlers faced a challenge. The land was vast, the sky endless, but timber was scarce. With little to build from, they turned to what the fields gave in abundance: straw. Tightly bound into bales, these golden blocks became more than feed for animals. They became walls, homes, sanctuaries. What began as necessity revealed a quiet brilliance. The walls stood thick and steady, keeping the cold winds out and the warmth within. They resisted fire longer than expected, stood strong against time, and created spaces that felt safe, intimate, alive. To the families who lived within them, these homes were not temporary solutions. They were proof that simplicity could endure. And yet, As decades passed, this wisdom faded. Modern materials took center stage: concrete, steel, glass. Progress, they called it. But in chasing the new, we forgot the old. We left behind a method that was humble, sustainable, and astonishingly effective. But history has a way of whispering back to us. Today, in the midst of rising costs, fragile climates, and a world aching for gentler ways, those whispers grow louder. Straw-Bale building is re-emerging, not as a relic of the past, but as a vision for the future. Because what if those ideas, born of necessity on windswept plains, were reborn with modern design? What if steel frames and architectural vision could meet straw's quiet strength? What if yesterday's solutions carried the seeds of tomorrow's answers? Sometimes the future isn't found in towering skylines or futuristic machines. Sometimes it's hidden in something as simple as straw, waiting for us to notice it again. If you found this video inspiring, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Your support means to me, and it helps keep the design ideas coming your way. Now, the Barndominium enters, a symbol of modern rural living. Strong, versatile, spacious, a structure that can be shaped into nearly anything a family dreams of. But when its bones of steel or wood meet the humble resilience of straw-bale walls, something remarkable happens. It becomes more than a building. It becomes a hybrid. Steel for strength, straw for soul. A meeting of opposites that somehow creates harmony. The rigid frame offers durability, while the straw cradles the space in warmth and silence. Together, they form a home that feels not just designed, but alive. This union is not about compromise. It is about balance. The fire resistance of compacted straw surprises those who doubt it. Its natural insulation surpasses many modern systems, keeping heat steady, costs low, and comfort high. Inside, the thick walls hush the outside world, creating an atmosphere of peace, a kind of quiet luxury no machine can replicate. And then comes the beauty. The natural plaster, breathing with the seasons, carrying textures that shift in the light. Each surface whispers of craft, of care, of connection to the earth. It's not polished sterility. It's authenticity. In this hybrid, tradition meets innovation. The practical strength of the Barndominium, loved for its adaptability, fuses with ancient wisdom hidden in straw. And together they tell a new story, one that honors the past but looks unflinchingly toward the future. What once was just a barn, a shelter for tools and animals, now evolves into a sanctuary for people. A place where sustainability doesn't feel like sacrifice, but like abundance. A home that doesn't just stand on the land, but belongs to it. If you love this type of look, hit that subscribe button to help us create more videos. And let us know in the comments what you'd love to see in future videos. Imagine stepping inside. The air, steady, cool in summer, warm in winter, untouched by the chaos outside. The walls are thick, gentle, absorbing sound until silence itself feels like a luxury. A home not fighting nature, but flowing with it. Families who live within these walls often describe it the same way, as if the house is breathing with them. Children run barefoot across the floor, their laughter cushioned by walls that seem to hold them close. Parents speak of nights without the hum of constant machines, mornings where sunlight filters in slowly, as if invited. One family recalled their first winter, no draft seeping under doors, no endless climbing of heating bills. Just warmth. Simple, steady, dependable warmth. And in summer, when the heat outside rises mercilessly, the interior stays calm. Not with the blast of conditioned air, but with the natural insulation of straw holding back the sun's fire. There is a peace in knowing your comfort doesn't come at the expense of burning fuel, or straining grids, or adding more weight to a fragile planet. This isn't just about architecture. It's not even just about sustainability. It's about how it feels to live differently. To step away from the rush, the noise, the endless costs, and instead choose something quieter, softer, more in rhythm with the earth itself. Because in the end, it's not just about walls. It's about a way of life, a quieter footprint, a gentler tomorrow, a reminder that the homes we build don't just shape the way we live, they shape the world we leave behind. And sometimes, the simplest materials create the most extraordinary lives. Straw, it burns easily, they say. A spark, a flame, and all would be lost. But the truth is stranger, quieter, stronger. Compressed into dense bales, wrapped in plaster, straw resists fire longer than timber beams or modern drywall. Tested, proven, undeniable. What appears fragile becomes a shield. Won't it rot? They ask. The word carries doubt, a shadow over possibility. But rot only comes where care is absent, where water seeps unchecked, where a home is left to neglect. Built with knowledge, with breathable finishes and thoughtful design, straw endures. Not for years, but for generations. A century or more, standing tall, steady against storms of time. And then there are whispers of rodents, of pests gnawing through golden walls. Yet rodents seek crumbs, not compressed walls harder than earth itself. Inside a plastered bale, there is no feast, no space, no welcome. Myths unravel quickly when met with truth.